Have you ever seen a gaming community bully the developers of a game so bad that they walk back every change that they make that the players don't like? Well, buckle up, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Hey guys, Nightfall here, and just a couple of days ago, XDefiant robbed us blind. And if you haven't seen my previous video going over that, I'll link it in the top right corner of this video so you can check that out if you want to. But basically, in a patch earlier this week, they thought it was a good idea to half-ass a change to the weapon mastery system. They added 100 levels, but instead of adding 1 or 2 more skins to get it at level 150 and 200, they decided to move the existing gold skins to level 200, they moved silver to level 150, and then they moved bronze to level 100. However, they were gracious enough to at least let those who unlock gold at level 100 already keep it. Then they straight up lied to us and said it tracked our progress and we would get a chunk of levels added when there was no tracking being done, and in fact just gave everybody 16 levels on top of all their level 100 weapons and put them at level 116 and called it a day. This entire change had the community up in arms and taking to the streets of Twitter and Discord to let them know just what a pack of donkeys they were. To which their reply was, no, wait, don't burn us at the stake, just give it a chance. Now, I won't rehash everything I covered in my last video on how everything about this was stupid and a huge L and how they could have done it so much better. I even gave multiple suggestions on how they could have done this. No, instead, we're going to focus on the update they committed to making at a to-be-decided later time and date. They put out this tweet earlier today stating that primary weapons will now only take 1500 XP to level up and secondary weapons will take 500 XP. Yep, you heard that right. This is cut in half from what they made it in the most recent patch last week, and more than half compared to when the game launched. Now, let me first start by saying that this is a huge W overall for us as players, and according to Mark Rubin, this change will likely take effect sometime next week. He did put us at ease when he replied to this tweet, stating, anyone whose weapon was at 116 after the previous change should be at level 200 when this new update goes live. Now, I won't hold my breath, but they pretty much delivered on everything they've committed to so far, so at least they have that going for them. So let's jump into why this initial tweet angered me so much that it's causing me to make 2 videos in one day. And maybe I'm reaching, or maybe I'm just still traumatized from other games like Madden where they mess up on a daily basis, but they basically told us that they heard our feedback and here's what we're doing. Now, as I said, I'm still a little angry when making this video because this is more of a just gut reaction to how I feel about this, so it might get a little explicit at times. So for those of you who don't speak public relations and community manager speak, let me translate. Here's what they actually said. We fucked up. We pissed off everyone to the point where we started seeing player count drop. So we're going to make it easier than ever to level up your weapons. Now that we're all on the same page, let me tell you why I'm pissed off at that. For starters, I'll give them their flowers for listening to us in the first place and attempting to own their mistakes, as piss poor of a job as this is. I'll also even pat them on the back for making this easier to get attachments now than it ever has been before, as this is one of the things I complained about early on. However, what absolutely grinds my gears is their reasoning, or the reasoning they're trying to make us believe and shove down our throats for making all of these changes to begin with. They must think that we're stupid. In the before times, it took 3,500 XP to level up a primary gun, and you unlocked gold at level 100. People started complaining about attachments being too hard to unlock and taking too long. No one said anything about mastery skins except that we needed more. Like, more skins, not more fucking levels. So their answer to our outcries was, let's drop it 500 XP and make it so now that each level on your primary weapon only takes 3000 XP. Well, guess what, you brainiacs? If you do that, then yes, we get attachments faster. But that means we also get the gold skin faster. So the proper action you should have taken was just to lower the levels at which you unlock attachments, or allow some attachments to be unlocked at the same level, and make a gun have the last attachment unlock at like level 35 instead of 42. I feel like that would have been a perfect solution to what we're asking for. But no, I guess that thought never crossed their minds. Fast forward about a week, and now they're panicking at the studio because they dropped the game that's been in development for a few years, mind you, with only 3 mastery skins, 2 of which look the same, and people were flying through levels, and when I say people, I mean the no-lifes who sit in their basements all day and play this game. The 1% of players who already have all the gold skins that are now ruining it for the rest of us. So XDefiant devs unlocked a new fear of people not playing anymore because they were getting the gold skins too quickly, and that was the only grind in the game. They must think so little of their final product of a game to think that we just can't have fun on the game. To think that I have to load up and have a purpose to just run around and shoot people. And for some of you that may be true, but for a lot of us, we just like to load up the game, and leveling up and getting weapon mastery skins is a secondary afterthought. But instead of just adding a couple new skins at higher levels, like Diamond at level 200 and something else at level 150, they went into the bathroom, did a line of coke, and came out and said, move the fucking gold skin to level 200. Which angered all of us who weren't on drugs at the time that they told us this was happening. So now they're 0 for 2 at this point, and listening to the community is just clearly not happening. So now the relations manager, or whatever they call themselves on Twitter, is getting harassed and bullied so much to the point where they just stopped answering tweets, which then prompted them to make this next upcoming change that's supposed to happen sometime next week and cut the XP grind in half. So now we're going to unlock the gold skin 14% faster than when the game launched, which makes absolutely no fucking sense considering that they claim the reason for the last change was because it was making skins feel less special and rewarding. Which is accurate, and that's exactly how it's going to feel in a week when everyone has the gold skin for every weapon, because they already said these levels are going to be proactive, so essentially if you get a weapon to level 100 today, when that update goes live, you should have the gold skin. And to make things worse, if they do eventually add things like weapon XP for objective play, or God forbid you actually get the weapon XP for assists like they told us we would get, they'll need to change the whole system again. I just feel like this whole thing could have been solved with a simple tweak on how you unlock attachments 2 weeks ago, rather than having to go through all of this. But my brain is actually deep fried right now trying to understand what the hell they were thinking with this. But hey, at least we got Team Deathmatch, right? But that's all I got. Rant over. If you enjoyed the content or you want to discuss this in the comments, let me know down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I need some Advil.